Hey traders, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I got audio issues. Sometimes you get bugs, and no matter it's all working properly on my side, but it doesn't matter sometimes. So yeah, we're just going to have to go like without music, unfortunately. But I think we'll be all right. Can you hear me at least? Let me know if there's audio. Microphone. We're good. Yeah. I mean, that's just gonna be the way it is today, but no big deal. But yeah, we're just congregating here because we got a weekly candle close in less than 1 hour. The time change has changed kind of the stream time. If we want like power hour, the last 60 minutes before the weekly close, kind of have to change stream time. So I'm live like an hour early. But here's the weekly chart on Bitcoin. Another week. 5 out of 6 weeks. 5 out of 6. The sellers have attempted to break this key inflection zone, 110, 109, 108, 106. But it's almost certain they're going to fail again. Because you've got, right now, you've got a positive U.S. futures, which sometimes kind of, dictates Bitcoin's immediate direction. And it's going to be successful. Another successful test. I don't know how much longer they're going to do it. It's taking forever. So much churn and chop. Bitcoin has only appreciated 1.5% in 315 days. So, real fun market we live in, right? This is the one we're participating in. Bitcoin, you can clearly see above my head on the 4 hour, that 109.35801. It's just such not a joke. These levels are so real, and they're violating them, they're recapturing them, they're reconfirming them. But before that, they're making same high, lower high than previous highs after dumping dramatically. Go to the daily. I mean, look at it. It literally looks like in a universe, this could be exactly where it's confirming a bottom. It's holding here. They tried once. Now they're trying twice discernibly, and it's time to run, right? We live in that world. But at the same time, you look at altcoins, they look so bad. And I don't really know what to make of that. Is it the canary in the coal mine, or is it just somehow like Bitcoin pumps and the altcoins look terrible and they rally, but they still don't end up technically changing their trends and then Bitcoin sells off later? Maybe Bitcoin goes to 112. I'm not sure, but it's like you can't even construct an argument, any semblance of an argument for like a good setup and good opportunity for altcoins, things that are not Bitcoin. Bitcoin could be bottoming right now. This could be it. Hard to say, but yeah, that's like the problem. Like we would look at it, it looks like it's bottoming out before they rug pull it, and then the altcoins like that look terrible continue to be terrible. So I guess like I was gonna spend a little time looking at some of these altcoins I'm talking about, just addressing it. And you can be the judge, but for now, hey man, we're back above the 200. We weren't 15 minutes ago. We were not. We were below the 200, but now we're above it. Okay, so we look at like Ethereum. What I'm talking about. Look, dude, this is a valid argument until buyers take out 4260. How are they going to do that, man? I don't know. Like how do they? They've already confirmed less than before. One time they tried, then twice they tried. And both times there was such a lack of demand on Ethereum that buyers were unable to even push the price to 4384, which we know is so real. Like it's not an argument. It's not a controversy. It's just that old high from May of 2021. So, but at this point you're below 3950, which is really bad. That's the huge 500 plus day large structure you had broken out of, and it had been broken out of from August all the way to like the liquidation event earlier this month. So there's just nothing about this on the daily, at least, that could make me feel anything but bad about the setup here, the situation, the technical situation. It's just not good. You're not showing more than before right now. You're trading below technical levels. You've confirmed tops. You just haven't rolled over yet. You haven't collapsed yet. So Okay, so that's like one thing. That's like one asset. The second largest crypto asset in the world, just below Bitcoin. It doesn't look great. It might rally here, but things don't turn around. I mean, so you take out, I mean, really you're back above 4,400, 4,384. Then it's like you're not even out of the woods till you break 4,750. There's just so much work that has to be done on these assets to make my opinion change via technicals, okay? And you go to XRP, which is just, I don't care like if it's up today. I don't care if it was up a couple days ago on Halloween. It doesn't matter. Like, the argument does not become invalid until they're breaking $3 probably. Yeah, they've confirmed this old level as resistance, and you're below the 200 moving average, and that's it. Of course it could rally. Of course they could test it again because Bitcoin's gonna pump, man, because the futures are gonna pump. Bitcoin's actually in a pretty interesting spot. Like, for risk management, certainly not on XRP, certainly not on Ethereum, certainly not on Solana right now. But man, it doesn't matter, I guess. Let me pop out the chat. Sorry, man. I'm like kind of running around because this is like an hour earlier than normal stream time. Yeah, we can't play music, man. It's broken. It shows. I've had this bug like 1 or 2 times. I've had to restart everything. But yeah, it's unfortunate. We'll fix it. But yeah, I mean, like, come on. Let's make a higher high, higher low. Let's not consolidate bearishly. And then we can talk. I mean, look at BNB. BNB is a little different because, these are the ones that created the massive liquidation event. So it's, like still maybe $1,000 looks like a good target for a test. As like the channel you were in, they broke it, they broke back in. They just look how many times they tested it, confirmed it as real, and they rolled over, but you haven't really gone anywhere. So just still elevated, but how can you like manage your risk here? I don't know how you can. Yeah, nice uptrend though. I mean, better than 99% of all other cryptos that exist. So, and then, okay, maybe it's Solana. It's just flat today, of course, right? They're not going to move this thing at all. But like, just again, another valid bearish wave structure until they take out 205, take out 211. Really, I don't even know if you're out of the woods until you're above 216, maybe even 240. So just waiting for resolution here, man, with some forms of confirmation of less market participants involved with the asset before. That's literally all we have via technicals. Okay. Waiting for the wave structure to play out or become invalidated. Again, the invalidation of this wave structure would be if the price of Solana ever rose above probably 208, 212. Mid-term, short-term, you've been downtrending. You've been making lower highs, lower lows consecutively. So, and you're below a very key technical level, which isn't good either. So just all you can do is pray that Bitcoin pumps, man. Right here, this is it. Hopefully they're confirming a bottom, because if not, these things are gonna get freaking smoked, which they probably should, because there's no actual way to gauge the value of these assets. Bearish at the lows. Yeah, whatever, man. I'm telling you that, like, how about you come up with an argument instead of saying that? Librarian? How about you, like, say, well, dude, we're making consecutive higher highs, higher lows locally, and it's showing there's forms of accumulation evident. We're above key technical levels, right? None of that. But you can just talk trash. In fact, the channel was regarded as resistance most recently. So, again, like, people, like, you talk like that, and it doesn't even make sense, because this channel is about educating on risk management, right? Structural developments that occur that give us an edge, and where they occur is very important for constructing a trading plan. And if all I'm doing every day is like, hey, we're going to cover these because people want to know kind of like what's going on with the assets, like, it's just an analysis of something where we don't have a strong edge and we don't have a good trend right now in the altcoins. But I'm trying to make it as clear as possible. But I know, like, people that are really stupid out there can't understand what I'm trying to articulate, where I'm saying, like, Bitcoin could be at a bottom, but the altcoins look terrible. And I'm not sure how to make anything of that. I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean that the altcoins are about to wag the dog's tail and we're about to melt down? Or nah, Bitcoin's just gonna pump because it's Bitcoin and altcoins that look terrible might recover? Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's not, but you know, your purpose in this chat's to be a troll, and you have no idea what you're talking about. So, many people have made hundreds of thousands of dollars based on the education brought here, so you have no idea what you're talking about. We talk about constructing trading plans, mini trading plans, where people have made tons of money. Wow, dude, do I need to like just bring them up to you, or nah? Anyway, I'll just do this. Yeah, man, I mean, come on. You know, bringing people to the chat like, okay, we're looking at a scam market, right? 99% of crypto is a scam. Bitcoin's cool. Bitcoin's awesome. Crypto's a scam. There's nothing about it that you can gauge the value of the asset. There's no regulation. It's a joke. The value is based on speculation and momentum. Momentum's not good on altcoins. But guess what? We can apply traditional technical analysis. Look at this. March of 2024. This was a metal miner. Okay? The harmonic framework was there. It was a trade setup posted. And guess what? It hit almost three of three targets now. Like, this is why this channel exists. Tesla, the weekly, July 25th. There it was. There was a big argument on why. See, crypto isn't showing that. And 99% of the time, crypto's not going to be able to give us the things we want so we can construct a trading plan. Nope, can't do it. Look, there it is again. There's Vital. This is why this channel exists, chat, okay? To teach you this framework so you can lose minimum amounts, and if it doesn't fail, you make a maximum amount. How about that? I mean, come on. The thing virtually hit target 3 and has round tripped back to the entry. Trading, real trading. Oh, do I just need to like keep going? Oh, Dogecoin at least hit one target. And sometimes that's how it goes. But at least there was a framework there. But yeah, it's been dead ever since. Liquidation event. This is crypto. Untraditional market. Triple D, same thing. Active setup on this one. This is why this channel exists, chat. Not to rub your ego in your stupid scam coin that has no purpose of existing, okay? What's going to happen today? Well, today's price action means we know what's going to happen tomorrow, okay? And I could go on and on and on about these setups, man. On and on and on about them. Oh, look, man, the setup, dude. This was international paper, February 2024. It's over. Target 3, and it's over. How uncanny. That's what I'm teaching here. Not, what's the next direction of my favorite scam coin? I don't care, really. I'm just kind of like, and do you think I need to be here? I'm here to like try to help you learn the things I learned on my trading journey so you can make money too. Not to tell you where Solana's going next. I don't care where Solana's going next, dude. It looks like crap, too. If there was a good setup on Solana, we'd talk about it. If there was a spring back test, confirmation low, hey, man, it might easy to manage risk at least, even if it failed. And we would not be surprised at all if it failed because it's a scam. And this thing hit target 3. We could find the trade setup, too, on this. I don't know. Maybe we could find it. Let's see if it's... Let's see here. Oh, interesting. There it is. Solana, September of last year. Interesting, chat. And it looked pretty good. M shape, recapturing the key level, bullish divergence. Wow, how about that? Hits target 3 once and twice, really, and it round tripped. My God, man. I don't even know, like, what to do here. But I mean, I don't exist to analyze these scam coins for you every day. I'm here to like try to help you on your trading journey. Okay. And yeah, I don't even know how many lives I have to change how many people have to help before I stop getting hate and bullcrap. But I mean, we should go on all day, man, about previous successful trade setups. But I don't even know if people want to hear it. So we can look at these altcoins, what I was trying to do, and show you. Really, I mean, let's look at what Cardano. That thing's got a larger market cap than most, right? Cardano. I mean, in what world does this look okay? In what world are we okay, man? You've been in a downtrend the entire year of 2025, technically. You haven't made a higher high, not really. And then you put in a classic distribution structure that virtually prophesies the crash. And now, after the crash, the recovery, there is no recovery.
Sunday, Uncle Rico just threw one sip pass. Gosh, you should have changed the price on this TTS and worth more.
I get mad. I don't care, dude. I don't really care. All right, thank you, Napoleon Dynamite. Hey, but I mean, like, look at this. This is all I can do, okay, is be like, wow, man, that's pretty terrible price action. Look, the market participants, they 1 time, 2 times. Resistance is resistance. So it's like, what conclusion can I draw besides it looks like it's going to collapse? That's kind of like what I'm talking about today. It's begun to, like, a little bit. I mean, it went down 6+% on the 30th of October. But there's nothing to do but just wait for Cardano to go to 50 cents at least. Summer, you should all be here for the education. Literally. You shouldn't be here for, the market analysis of scam coin Cardano, Hoskinson's son. Hey, dude, good guy, lives in Colorado, went, across the world and put his hand in the glove with the bullet ants and did peyote. Like, that's really cool. I mean, like, he's a blue-blooded American, but it doesn't mean his coin is in a good trend and that someone should be taking a long on it right now. It's in fact the worst thing that you could ever dream of on an asset that's testing such a well-known level that's 69 cents. Resistance from 2022, resistance from December 2023. It's now being confirmed as resistance again after lower highs, lower lows. So, I'm sure there are more. More? I mean, Doge really doesn't look great here. I mean, they're just maybe absorbing demand at 17.8 cents if they don't hold. It's all about Bitcoin, but yeah, this is like why, it's like, hey, man, can you cover like an untraditional market that's unregulated and try to apply the teachings from traditional markets where there was zero research done of technical analysis on this new market that is flooded with 36 million scams now? Sure, I'll try, but people think it's like, hey, dude, you need to know like where an asset's going every day. The data we get today, you must know what it means for tomorrow. When in fact, again, all I've tried to do is, give you the tools to succeed when patterns develop, conclude their development, and it happens to be concluding its development at key levels so we can set up good reward to risk trading plans. That's it. That's all it's about. It's all technical analysis is to me. It's not a forecasting tool. It's a forecasting tool for everyone else that exists that does this. Not for me, because I don't ever act like I know where an asset's going. But most people do. They just certain. They know where it's going. Let's look at like Shiba coin. Remember Shiba? Look at this thing, man. Look at this. Like, you tell me, is this positive price action correlation to levels or negative? I mean, for now, it looks negative to me. Are you making higher highs, higher lows consecutively? No, you're making lower highs, lower lows consecutively. That's bad. Yeah, we'll look at Zcash, another world. Okay, Zcash is something's going on with it. It's different. It's just, it's 99.9% of crypto are not doing this.
I consider myself a good person, but I'm going to try to make him cry.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, what do you want me to say? Okay, so 375 is being regarded as support, resistance. It was a reversal area, but they're trading above it. I mean, your upside might be 434. Maybe, dude, I'm about to turn it off, man. I mean, just chill, bro. Just chill, because this thing's not working, okay? Yeah, so 478, 491 could be like the next big target, but you know, 434, you just don't know, man. You're in impulse mode. Remember, the only thing that matters to us is consolidation phases, right? You have the consolidation phase, the impulse phase. That's it. You're looking for an edge. You gain an edge at near the conclusion of a consolidation phase. That's typically when you get. That's only when you get the edge. The marginally increased probability, like over 50% of a particular outcome. Not in impulse mode. Not when asset up insane amounts, anomalous. It's because of the World Fund or whatever. I don't know, some catalyst that got this thing rolling.
Dynasty Dan tipped $25. Can you look at GCMG? Thanks for your work.
Dynasty Dan, yeah, dude, we'll do it literally like GCMG. Do it right now. Yeah, man. Yeah, 30 minutes till the weekly close. CM. Something. Bummed out about music, dude, because this is a good set. Can't believe that. It's so weird because it says on the audio mixer that it's working. Again, this is the second time this has ever happened. GCMG. Weird. GCM Grisvenner. Okay. Hey, yeah, I see what you're doing, but I see what you're doing, man. Yeah, I'm not so keen on an asset that's run up so deep. 886, M shape completed. It's
Hey Mitch, if you have one hater, don't forget 1000s support your TA. Could you please look at ASPN NYSE weekly above 200 day and sharp?
Yeah, we'll look at ASPEN on the weekly. Thank you, dudes. Yeah, I know. One hater, whatever. I don't care though. Like these people are nuts. They're out of their mind. Like they're unhinged lunatics. Like lowest IQ people coming in criticizing what I'm doing. I've never accepted a dime from an entity to promote to you. No one does that, dude. Okay? You don't know how good you have it with me. For even the haters, like the people that like don't appreciate what I do or don't like me, it's like you're out of your mind. And it's like you're the problem with the world because I don't do anything but try to help people. And I do it voluntarily, man. Self-learned. Because they don't teach this stuff in school. So it's all on you to learn. So I am just the teacher that I wish I had when I was learning this. I don't really think I can sign off on this as a play right now. I mean, this thing is, they're confirming less than before. Lower highs, you're just now, you made a lower low, you're now testing the same low. That doesn't change a trend. I know you've probably seen like an M shape here. You can't trust it, man. There's so much downside. The run was so good and now it's over. What the key characteristics of what we saw from June 2023 all the way to February 2024, a very long time. Higher highs, higher lows consecutively nonstop. You're no longer doing that, right? The trend has reversed. You're making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Pretty much the same highs, the same lows. So you're consolidating sideways after reversing the trend. Not good enough. But there's no value here, right? The value proposition doesn't exist. Because we know value done via Fibonacci, whatever, low point, high point, 38% retrace is not deep enough. They tested it once, twice. You're probably looking for a 618, to be real. You're looking for, where are the real strong levels? 991 maybe, 915. You want a deep retrace? You got to go to 721, $8. So I can't really sign off on this. Yeah, and then you're like below like this swing high and this one too. Yeah, they might come and retest 1239 before rolling over. But yeah, you're not in an uptrend right now. Okay. And even if like, they are trying to hold on to this 1150 level. If you wanted to, you'd still have to get a confirmation low. You'd have to get a type 2 return. So we'd have to react anyway. They're not really reacting. They're kind of like, if you scale in, you can kind of see it's just nothing. Like one high, a second high, and that's it. It's rolling over. So Yeah, not actionable. You'd have to see a confirmation low after the M shape. And if you lose 1150, no reason to own it. I don't think you should own it anyway, but below 1150, 1148, 1146, cooked. Straight cooked.
BTC chart inverted looks like a great buy right now.
Inverted looks like a good buy. Oh, we'll do an inverted checkup on it after this, okay? Or after the Aspen request. But crypto stock ticker, thanks for the 20 again. And then thank you, static trading. So yeah, again, it's almost like a dragon, bearish dragon. Bad action magnet move, potential M shape is 1140, 1139. So I'm good. But hey, man, how about history? How about taking a look back at how it all began for this one? Dude, come on. How about that is freaking glorious. No way. No way. Of course, right? Of course. The M shape ushered it all in. Yep. But now, you can kind of think about it. It's like, how did it conclude? Well, remember that thing about the 886? 886, 886. Oh, go figure. 886. 88% retrace. That was it. Now you reverse the trend. Man. All right, futures kind of, man, I don't like how it gapped up like that because that's going to fill. They might, by pre-market, might pull it back to fill the gap. Hopefully it holds up. But, yeah, good start, but kind of annoying. Unfilled gaps suck, dude. Aspen. Yeah, and once we conclude Aspen, we'll look at the inverse Bitcoin chart, and then we'll look at some more of these S coins, okay? Aspen aerogels. Yeah, you got a deep 100% shark here. Go to the 3-day or something. Okay, 3-day. Yeah, you got a shark. 100% shark. Let's see. It makes sense of any of this. It's a swing high, swing low. It seems like once, and resistance, and support. Spring back test, okay. Confirmation level for big rally. So everything. So 526 is a pretty big deal of a level. And, at some point, you would like to see this asset come retest it, reconfirm it, because when they broke it, they didn't back test it and confirm its validity as support. Because when when a level gets violated and it gets recaptured, you are always looking for that back test to reconfirm that it is support again, and they haven't done that. So it's cool. And what does it mean if you're at 814? It means you are 54% removed from the best and optimum area to manage your risk, with a stop loss that is strategic, with the best upside potential. That's how far removed you are. So, in fact, you're pretty much up against some sort of resistance here. Swing high, reversal. Look, a swing high from June 2020, swing low, swing high, test once and twice. I mean, maybe if they break 862, you got a good chance of seeing 1165. But again, it's not about like me trying to predict where the asset's going next. It's just about finding the assets with the good setups that are like no brainer. It's a formula, dude. It doesn't change. The cake baking formula doesn't change. You can't make it change. You can't just magically say Aspen all of a sudden is at a wonderful level to take an entry with a strategic stop with max upside potential. We know that's not the case right here. Even if it broke 862 tomorrow and ran to 1165 by the end of the week, it wouldn't matter. It's 526 is where you're looking to strategize, okay? History's kind of showing you that with some, look, you want to talk about history, see how they violated the level, March 2020, then they recaptured it, and then the buyers reconfirmed that level that was once resistance, support. They reconfirmed it as support. So think about when that happens. Oh, well, I can set a strategic stop loss below that level because the event of the spring back test had just occurred. So stop loss below that level because of my stop loss triggers, I no longer have an argument. But hey, I know my upside is maximum because that's the support. And the next level would be probably 862. They took it straight up to 862 before even a pullback, and then a higher low came in. You know, that was the money printer going on July 2020, more than before. And then another test, and they broke it and just went nuts. So you're just not doing that right now. Unfortunately, you never even got it in May when they recaptured that same level. So anyway, I'm sure it could keep going, man. If they break 862, your next target's 1165. That's all I got for you on it. Thank you, dude. Okay, so you have Bitcoin inverted. Bitcoin inverted, huh? Bitcoin inverted. It's just up against resistance, man. Like, they can't break it. They're trying. But the problem is, like, dude, they could take this thing all the way, like, to a perfect 123 bearish backtest, and it still could be screwed. Like, it's just... Because you have to make higher highs now. Like, you've now made a lower low than the previous lows this year. You have. It's confirmed in October. But they have recaptured the level, and they're holding it for now. But I'm just saying, like, a value proposition. There is no value proposition on Bitcoin. There can't be. It's impossible. Remember how many times, man, like, what does a value proposition look like? Value propositions look like this. Almost the inverse. A long extended drawdown, and then the selling pressure subsides. Then all of a sudden, a key characteristic that has not been going on for a long time begins. M shapes complete, higher lows come in, evidence of local forms of accumulation, positive price action correlation to local supports. That all happens. Divergencies, all the things. Okay. And then it plays out eventually. But on something like Bitcoin, it's impossible for us to be able to look at it and say, man, this is like a perfect setup. You got everything you need for the framework. You don't, but you are at a support, and the buyers are defending it. You can clearly see on the 4-hour how they are. Like, they violated the crap out of it October 17th. But then they recaptured, then you can see, right, very much so. That's why we like smaller time scales, to really maybe see what they're doing. One test and then a big rally, but rivaled the same high, lower high, and then rolled over again, and then like another test. So one time and two times. And guess what? What's kind of crazy about it? Both these lows are higher than the lowest low. And they've rallied off that low, and you can see 109,358. That's the Trump inauguration all-time high, January 20th of this year. They are literally right now, in the past 4-hour period, 4 to 8 hours, they are regarding it as support, and they're holding it, and that's where we are. And it's like, wow, that's kind of amazing. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like Bitcoin kind of looks like it could be at a bottom of a range, and they're holding it. But why do the altcoins look so miserable here, technically? Yeah, it's very hard to decipher. It's beyond what I try to teach here most of the time. We're trying to do things that you can't really predict. Like, you can't really... Yes, they're holding support. Do I know what direction we're going to break hardcore? No. I don't even act like I know when you got the BABA set up. I just know you have an increased probability on something like this of positive resolution reversal. Like, the probability of downside is way lower than on something like this that concludes its development, way higher, 70% plus chance of reversing upward. And that's what happened on this one. But sometimes they fail, and that's why stop losses strategic stop losses are very important. Minimal losses. So that's Bitcoin, man. No value, just holding key levels. And I hope it holds. I always talk about hoping it holds. And that's it. Ethereum was 3,900. Like, dude, you got to break 3,950. You got to break 4,384. You got to make a higher high than the previous discernible swing high. Like, you have to do that. The only reason Bitcoin's probably doing what it's doing right now is because look at U.S. futures. Liquidity. Global liquidity, just number going up right now. The beginning of the week. It just is. Okay, so Bitcoin go up with You know what's crazy, Jarzgar? Have I ever, one time, and you might be newer, but one time in the existence of my live streams, go find it, because you can't. I've never in my life said I am an expert on this, ever. Because I don't care. I like studying the stuff. I like studying swing trading, position trading, and that's as far as it goes. Self-learned, self-taught since 22 years old, 23 years old. Learned about this stuff, refined it over many years, and this is where we are. I'm not an authority figure on technical analysis. I don't have books, I'm not published, but I have studied what the people that have published books and are authorities on the subject, I have studied that, and I'm just a conduit from them to you. So, and at the same time, I don't try to I'm not like taking advantage of my position of having a webcam and a microphone, like taking money from like crypto exchanges, taking money and then exposing you to potential risk of these possibly sketchy or even fraudulent exchanges that offer me every single day thousands of dollars to do it. I've never done it. Not even at the hype of the 2021. That was the bubble of our lifetimes. That was BitBoy Crypto and SPF and Doquan and all the pictures of monkeys. Nope. Never sold out for you. And I'm also not an expert. Not an authority. Wow. People that are not experts and authorities typically will take that money. The easy 5 figures instantly. It's just crazy, man. Sometimes getting disrespected. It's like, what? What I do to deserve that? Now look at S&P 500 futures on the big screen. So we can kind of see, like the weekly, man. No, they'll just do the 3-day. Here's your 3-day. It's nuts, man. It's literally nuts. Like on the 3-day, somehow they've like recaptured the channel from May, and there's a gap, unfilled gap there. But look,
Will you bless us this week with a look over the 11 sectors as we start to get closer to a possible end of a business cycle?
we can bet 1 to 2. What's up, dude? Thank you, man. Yeah, sure. Why not? I just want to look at the SPX futures. Like, they're actually regarding the old demand line as a demand line again. It's insane. It's legitimately insane. They have not yet seen the 1618 though, where 69.44, and you saw what, an all-time high of 69.30. So I'm wondering if they just smell it and they know it's there and they want it. Golden mean ratio. And what if this back test is actually real and there's follow through? Do you understand how crazy? It would be like, 71.50. 71.70 would be like overbought in this uptrend at this point if they did it. So crazy. Yeah, maybe we should do that. Let's see here what I can do. Excuse me. Let's see. Let me see. One sec. Let's see here. Just going over. All right, we can do like the let's go through them. Why not? We got a little time.
Hi Mitch. I'm looking at buying a big bag of Mr. for long-term hold. I think now looks like a good time, but would like your EA on the daily chart to get your thoughts. Thanks.
MicroStrategy, we had a discussion about it, I think, last stream. But we will. Thank you, WebDev. Maybe. Thank you for the 20. Yep. So XLE, here's your energy sector. Bro. It almost reminds me... a lot of resistance, man. It really is tough here. Like the energy sector. You already have evidence of distribution, okay? It may, dude, again, I'm never act like I'm just trying to read the price action psychology of buyers and sellers, okay? I don't think anyone would argue with me that we were making the same highs, okay, from June 2022 all the way to September 2023, then we made a higher high. Holy crap, all-time high. Or not all-time high, 886 or 95+% retrace. Then you had a sell-off, and then you had a rally that unfortunately was lower than the highest point we had seen in many years, April 2024. And November 2024, lower high. Then you rolled over a slightly lower low than previous low. Then you made what? Then you started regarding inflection points of major significance negatively, not once in January, but twice in March, once and twice. These levels that were once resistance have become resistance again with confirmation. Then you had a huge drawdown in March, like a 15% like virtual mini crash on XLE. And, you know, they took it below this level, but then they recaptured. And all they've done since April, since the tariff crash bottom, all they've done is rallied this asset back up to these key levels. But now, for now, and again, it could be okay, they've only put in a lower high than the previous highs. Remember when they were testing 93.30? Well, now it seems like there's not enough demand. Same time, it looks like they're still uptrending kind of, so they might keep going. But it's not great right now. Like, you have evidence of less than before on the XLE on the weekly, but majorly range bound. My God, dude. Same price was trading at since May of 2022. Ridiculous. Okay, that's your XLE. XLF is your financial sector, which just hit an all-time high in September, but has pulled back some, still trading above 51.50, which is a swing high from November last year. You're up there, man. I mean, you are beyond up there. You were showing massive amounts of divergence, like, right, you're making slightly higher highs and you're making lower levels on the relative strength index, lower levels in the histogram, MACD histogram. I mean, you're just showing like buyers are on the weekly on a significant time scale, a little exhausted. It doesn't mean that it's going to reverse, but those bearish divergence does imply buyer exhaustion and impending price action reversal to the downside. That it does mean that. So it's like, is there a value proposition? Mother of God, no. It's just extensions.
Drifters and fake gurus. One man from Alabama stands true to traditional technical analysis and Mark Douglas traded psychology. Can you please look at USDCLP, Chilean peso, on the HTF? Weekly, monthly.
Pitbox T, thanks so much, dude, for the 26. Yeah, dude, we'll certainly look at Chilean peso. High time frame. Thank you, dude. Dude, I'm not a guru. I'm not an expert. I'm not an authority. I'm literally none of those things. I never said I was, and that's what's so great about it. Well, I mean, that's how I sleep at night. I know I'm not, and I'm okay with that. So whatever. I'll let everyone else be those things. So XLF, clearly long in the tooth run, been going on since October 2023. Of course, it could continue to go, but why do you keep making slightly higher highs and lower levels on the oscillators every time? So they could extend it. It could make another slightly higher high and even lower levels on the oscillators. So yeah, below 51.50 at this point, that might be a good cutoff. That might be like, you know what, if I'm in XLF, maybe I have just a stop loss at like 51. Because if that triggers like downsides to 47 and maybe even back to 40. What's up, Bill? Thank you, dude. Yeah, we can look at BMNR. Isn't that really bad? Isn't that like a scam pump dump? Thank you, dude. XLY, which is consumer discretionary. I mean, you made an all-time high in September like a XLF. No value. There could be zero upside potential. You could be on breakout watch, right? Is there any setup here? Well, again, I don't try to act like I know where assets are going. I can just tell you the levels, and 240 is a big level here with actual forms of divergence. I mean, it's just there. You hadn't seen negative momentum on the weekly since May. Been a good run. It could continue, of course. I mean, nice trend, though. No one's going to argue with the freaking trend here. But you are... What are you doing up here? I mean, 1272 fib extension tested once in December, and they're testing the 1272 again. If they break it to 269. But that's it. You're up against a major fib extension. You made an all-time high, barely, in September, and that's it. There's no value. There's no setup. Impossible to manage risk. You could be topping out. You could be looking for a pullback at 211, but they break it. You got targets, 251, 269, 270. So, okay, XLY. Been nice recovery, but spinning your wheels for an entire year, right? I mean, thing is, though, like in November, geez, November, year over year, you're up 19%. Year to date, though, you're flat. DBC, which is not part of those ETFs. This is the commodity index, which had been doing pretty bad. Lower high, it's still making lower highs, lower lows, but something magical is happening now. Okay, something very magical. This is something that I could get behind on a risk management thing. Okay, look at the levels on the DBC, 2006 again. Let's see, and then I guess support in 2023. So you can see how real this level is. And the fact that the lower highs, lower lows had been ongoing, but something's changing. They're no longer making lower lows. This is a key characteristic that hasn't been happening since 2022 when they topped it out. So you could think about this almost like some sort of 5-0, low to high. What they do, 50% retrace at the bottom, a bullish 5-0. Could be very well that. So stop loss, 2150. That's kind of lenient too. 2150, and your upside potential, I think, it would probably be $27. So this one, DBC commodity. Well, we know about the other one. The AW1 is freaking nuts. It's crazy. Look at this. I mean, it's godlike, chat. It's godlike. One of the most beautiful, complex inverse head and shoulders I've ever seen. Not even kidding. The symmetry of this is impeccable. This should be in a textbook one day. Assuming it plays out, right? Because it could fail. Because we don't act like we know. But you're targeting 122. So anyway, commodities, the momentum is shifting. Whether it's DBC or the AW1, there's a Bloomberg Commodity Index Futures. There's an argument, okay? DJT, transportation. Oh, man. I mean, of course, you could just keep going, man. But you're up here and you are at the top of a trading range, are you not? Top of trading range. How do you manage risk? You can't. You come down to 14K and fill a gap from May. You start constructing a consolidation structure develops here. Hey, let's talk about it. But you're not. You're up here against resistance. You're not making higher highs yet. But yeah, flat. Flat since May of 2021. Yikes, dude. Even though maybe reaccumulation, no one's saying the trend's bad. I mean, my God, this thing will never go lower, but it's been a long time of consolidation. My God, this computer mini seizes and makes this freaking beep noise. So obnoxious. Okay, XLC, communication. My God, dude, above the 1618. There was an inverse head and shoulders down here. That played out like crazy. What a trend. Unstoppable. Is there a setup? No. Is there a way to manage risk? No. But nice. Nice to see it. Been outperforming probably all the other sectors outside of technology. Yeah, I mean, 111 was the gold mean ratio, and I guess 120. Yeah, 120 would be resistance psychologically, 125, 150 maybe. But yeah, all we can do is plot maybe like a channel here or something. On the top side, maybe. I don't even know. Yeah, I think it was like, it was in this really nice little channel, and then they killed the channel with this volatility tariff stuff. They recaptured it, reconfirmed it, and it's been, and then it hit the top, hit the supply line, the overbought threshold of the channel, and it's just kind of fair value in the trend. So all right, maybe they take it to 111 for a test again of the demand line of the channel. This is home builders, not part of the 11 sectors, but home builders, what a trend, but a lower high is getting put in locally. When do we see that? When do we ever see lower highs get put in locally? Not great there. So it's down 3.5% on the week. And no setup, no like way to manage your risk. Bitcoin Look at this, man. 110.7 after that bullish back test of 109 through 5801, infamous level, the Trump inauguration, all-time high. So holding it, man. It's not over for Bitcoin. Altcoins look terrible, technically, but Bitcoin looks like actually, wow, this is where someone could set a stop loss, and your upside would be 123 to 125 if it did play out. But I have no idea. XLU, utilities, you know, it showed some distribution and then it dumped and then hit a key resistance and then held it as support in April at the, you know, the crescendo of the calamity, the dumps, and then it pivoted and it's been rallying ever since. Hit an all-time high a couple weeks ago, then a kind of evening star, hanging man, and then a big, nice reversal follow-through candle last week where it's down 2.5%. So, but what a trend, man. But again, like, can we do anything about this? Can we, like, here's the mean. You can see the mean of the trend. You are very far removed from it. So you probably won't, I mean, you might go attempt some rallies and confirmation highs, but eventually you'll probably revert to the mean. This has been going on since 2009. So very elevated here, far off the beaten path. So, but no edge, you know, no exhaustion. I mean, maybe you could say the RSI is exhausted. But yeah, what can you do on something like nothing? Can you strategize? Absolutely not. You can't, on the bearish side, you can't even, because there's not a form of like confirmation. Like, at least there's confirmation high. At least back in 08, before the collapse, there was a perfect head and shoulders pattern. It was beautiful. But up here, it's just nothing. 30 seconds. XLP, consumer stables, looks kind of toppy for sure. Lots of exhaustion and tests and failures here. 3.55% down last week. It was the lowest weekly candle close, really, I think we had seen maybe since April 2024. So, yeah, that's almost like a big old, like, you know, a range, like maybe a distribution schematic. Something like that, and you're at the bottom of the range now. They're trying to hold it. 200 moving average, 200 week moving average tested first time since November 2023. So you just wonder, I hope they hold it. And there it is. Bitcoin did not bearishly engulf on the weekly. Let me just knock out a couple more of these sectors. XLB, which is material sector. Just a bunch of wheel spinning. Okay. Oh man, kind of the worst thing you could ask for, right? Look at this. Negative price action correlation to that high from January 2022. They upthrusted through it, and then you had the sell-off, and then the rally, and look, they have confirmed what was once a resistance is resistance again. I mean, you see that, man? That's what they're doing. And so, I mean, it's like 1 and then 2. Confirmation of less than before. So your target on materials, XLB, is probably like $78. XLK, technology, ridiculous. I mean, you know, this is what's driving the whole market. The whole market, man. This is not a broad-based rally. What is it? Okay, so all-time highs, gap up there. You know, that gap will fill. You know it will. I don't know how soon it'll be, but yeah, historic XLI, which is the industrial sector, hit an all-time high intra-week. Last week, it was record, and this thing not stopping. Industrial, dude. Very strong. XLV, which is healthcare, trying to make a comeback. And I think they broke a supply line. Yeah, I like that. That's a big breakout. I think that was all Regeneron in September, late September. So, yeah. Things maybe momentum shifting for XLV. It might be back, you know, but you still need to take out 148. That's a big deal. I think breaking 148, you got blue skies and to head to all-time highs. But yeah, long-term uptrend. All they did from the peak in September 2024 to May 2025 was put in the highest low in the history of this asset's trend. Really, I know there are a couple here, but I'm saying that was a deep value play, like from the low of October 2023 to September 2024, 886, right? M shape completed here, and now it's breaking back out and running. So I think healthcare looks like it could be on the right track for going places. Okay. So anyway, that's your update on the different sectors of the S&P. What is the weighted S&P? Oh, RSP. We need to look at the RSP and have a little discussion here. This is the equal weight. This is where if every single asset on the S&P 500, if everything was weighted equally, where like you didn't have like, oh, NVIDIA is 8% of all the S&P and then Microsoft 7%, right? Crazy. That's why the S&P looks like it does. This was everything's equally weighted. You've done nothing in a year. Year over year, 0% yield. This shows you the weakness of the broader market. So make of that what you will. It is big technology, quantum bubble, you know. But there you have it, man. This is very telling. All right. It's only the Mag 7 for the most part doing things. Okay. So we have a new day. They've done it, man. 3 days they've been defending. They were back above the 200 moving average, 109.358, back above 108.3, which is not a joke, man. These are all potential reversal points. There's old resistances that could easily become support. They were support in August. They were support in September. They are still being regarded through October, and now it's November. So this could literally be how everything turns around for crypto. Bitcoin, right? The sellers take it back down, and it's terrible, largest liquidation event in history, and then a retest, and then they recapture, and then they dump it again, but my God, they just can't do anything, too much demand, and now you're putting in potentially, with a candle close, a high or low locally. It could be that easy, man. But my God, altcoins look so bad, like they just do. What's up, Six? What's up, chat? Was there something, man? Something else? Yeah, we had a couple requests. We can look at this weekly on Bitcoin. That's fine. Like the weekly literally is just nothing burger. Like, oh, it's the same thing we've been doing for 4 weeks in a row. Like churn, mega churn. It's had your highest level of negative momentum since April, whatever. But as you can see, sellers have not been able to break supports. So what does that mean? Implications? That means if you were a double top, bro, you cannot say definitively it has double topped. It's not, because the confirmation line for real is like 107, the valley that gives you two discernible peaks. So that's never happened. So guess what? Not a double top. Same time, no value. Dude, look at it. Multi-year long-term uptrend. It began in January 2023, 15.5, right down there. 3 years later, here we are. So no value prospect. All we can do is hope that at premium levels, at record premium levels, they don't let the price fall below this level, even though they've tried. They have literally been trying. For 70 days, over 2 months, they have been attempting to, and they can't yet until they do. Imagine trying to cover this for 70 days, much less 300 plus days. I mean, yeah, the downs, the ups. Remember the Wyckoff distribution that played out beautifully? Almost hit the target level, front ran by just a little bit, Trump tweet, and then it was rallying. Then they consolidated again, cup with handle, all that stuff, right? Yeah, so good luck, man, at this casino. It is a casino for sure. arguments can be made both ways because you have two peaks confirming less than we saw in at the beginning of October when an all-time high was made less than a month ago, dude. That's so wild. But now on the bottom side, we could be bottoming. We will know. We will know once we see high volume again, some sort of volume, like in an impulse candle, because we don't have that. Look at Bitcoin futures real quick. I'll get less of these requests. They recaptured. Dude, they did. They literally recaptured everything. Up 1,000 points on the new week. I mean, technically, if you want to know for real, that is a bullish inside bar, Japanese candlestick reversal pattern. That just is. Bullish inside bar. The wicks and body fully contained within the previous candle's body. Perfect. Perfect bullish inside bar. I hope it plays out. Need follow through. Good start, I guess. But all I'm here to do is just tell you that key levels have not been violated or captured by sellers. Buyers still somehow have kept this asset trading above every level that you need outside of 112, but that's okay. But if you lose 109, 108, 106, it's over. You're going to 100K, 92K probably, but that hasn't happened yet, and we're just waiting. And why it's so weird is because the altcoins look bad. They don't look like Bitcoin. There's not an argument for, hey, maybe they do it, dude. No, they look bad. But let's look at Ethereum on the weekly. It lost it. I mean, it did lose the key level on the weekly, confirmed. Look, they bearish engulfing candle, and they've done it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 out of 5 weeks, they tested the level successfully until this past week. They have lost it. It was the lowest weekly candle close on Ethereum since July, late July. And that's where we are right now. So it's not over or anything because we gotta have follow through to the downside, but that is something that hasn't happened since they broke it in August, early August. So they did break supports, confirmed on the weekly. Now it's all about, will we see follow through? Solana on the weekly, well, 203 from March of 2024. That's a resistance reversal area. Well, all they're doing the past 3 weeks, they're regarding that same level as resistance. But you haven't rolled over yet. You're still holding for now. And it's because, look at US futures, chat. You're at highs of day. You gapped up. And Bitcoin's kind of correlating positively to that global liquidity. Great. Okay. Then we look at like XRP. Like, did XRP? Is it okay, man? It's kind of nothing burger on the weekly, to be real. Let me show you. Yeah, big nothing burger on the weekly. My God, they could take this thing to 289 and it would still be bad, man. Oh, it's the daily on this one that's so like until you take out 265, 272, 290, $3, 310, you're making lower highs no matter where you go. Okay, congrats on Bitcoin rallying here. What are you going to do? Go test 265 again? Below the 200 moving average multiple times, tested once and twice. It's bad, dude. It just technically, it doesn't look good, even if it rallies here. So, I don't care. Okay. Let's look at these other requests real quick. Big difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the big difference between Bitcoin on the weekly and altcoins. Like, Bitcoin looks like, oh, they could do it. They might be able to. Well, thus, having the mentality, we don't act like we know. We are trading above key levels for now. But not on Ethereum. Not on XRP. These altcoins, they don't look like that. So, MicroStrategy for web dev newbie, which we did look at. I know it had earnings and it was up and it was down. It was up and down. Something kind of crazy about this, man. I mean, this is all I got. All I got is a shark pattern that they hit the pattern completion zone on Thursday, and then earnings, and it was up by about 6%, a little less than 6%. But that's not enough. That's not enough. And I'm not even sure. Like, if you wanted to take action on MicroStrategy on this, like, you would want this to happen and then this. You would want that. You don't have an argument then. You don't have an argument right now. So without any sort of reaction, you haven't got a reaction. A reaction you would see it. You would see the reaction occur. And they'd probably just put in another lower high, and you'd roll over, and we'd see buyers test the pattern completion zone again. So that's where we're at. I don't really understand what this is right here. It's not anything really outside of that gap level. It's not a support resistance. It's just a gap fill though from November. That's what it is, the gap fill. Yeah, you got a potential M shape that has just finally hit its pattern completion zone. You had earnings the day after, the day of it hit that level. It actually fell below it, but I'd say it's just literally hitting it perfectly. Okay. And maybe we get a reaction if Bitcoin does something positive, but even Bitcoin's been doing positive stuff. It doesn't matter on this one, right? Remember the education we learned about the last cycle. It didn't matter if Bitcoin did well because after the blow up top, they never saw it again for a very long time anyway, till the next cycle. So you're kind of like in one of these situations, I think. Yeah, they could take it all the way back up to 440. What happens if they take it to 440 again? It's one time and two times. Bitcoin's at all-time highs and still can't take out the November high. So that's all I got on MicroStrategy. M-shape, it's been devastated. People who have invested in digital asset treasury companies this year have lost collectively over $17 billion. That's all I know. That's where we are. USD, CLP, Chilean peso, high time frame, sure, weekly. What a trend, man! Mother of God, you know. What a trend! Wow, we could probably plot a channel here. Something like that, maybe. Could we extend it? Wow, at top end. You get another test there on the top. Oh, the trend's been great. But as you can see, a $995, $1,000 level, you've been struggling. Even though you're making higher highs now, you are no longer making higher lows now. You're no longer making higher highs. You've in fact made two highs that are lower than the high we saw in January. So can't be that surprised if we do pull back to the mean of this uptrend. But look at that. I mean, that's where we're at. We're at some local demand line or something. You see it? 1, 2, and 3, and 4. You're just right there. To lose that, yeah, probably coming back down to the 200 moving average, 200 week moving average, 900. But yeah, I mean, good trend. But is it actionable? I'm not really sure about that. No, you know, it'd be nice if they could back test this swing high. Oh, wait, they already did that pretty much close enough in June of 2024. So I guess you're good until you take out 930, the previous discernible swing low from July of this year. I guess you're fine there. So you would think, oh, the U.S. dollar paired against Chilean peso. Chilean peso's killing it. It's uptrending, and even if you pull back in any way, you're still going to be an uptrend. You're going to be in an uptrend. It would take you losing probably 795 to reverse the overall trend. So it's just going sideways now, and that's fine. Just churning after hitting the highest closes we've seen ever. Like you saw a record in December 2024. and it's just been kind of sideways, making lower highs, but not lower. So it's more neutral now. It's more like lower highs, but higher lows. So you're more like, you got some price contraction going on for 2025. So anyway, Pitbox, thanks, dude. All right, BMNR, Bill, thank you, Bill. Yeah, we'll look at gold, BMNR, Bitmine, Immersion, didn't it? Yeah, it pumped and it dumped. Dude, good luck with this one. You know, yep, did the pump and then it did the dump. The weekly here. How do you manage your risk on something like that? You can't. No way to manage risk. You can't use the framework that we teach here to do anything with this, because that framework never changes. 653 is like the level, if you were looking for something to strategize, you're so far removed from that. There's no swing lows, swing highs in between there, really, to like 110, 162. You're flipping coins. Maybe there's something more on the daily. So here's your thing, like how you're looking at it. I mean, it was a great pump and all that, pump and dump. But now, like, the data you're getting is after the crash, they rallied it, and that's as far as they took it. They took it to 72, and then it rolled over. Then they ran it back up, and there were less, 64.45 when it was 72. And then they confirmed. Okay, calm down, dude. Just let me turn on my streamer mode real quick. So lower highs confirmed, and now you've rolled over, and that little lower, that low you made September is now you taking that out. So it's like, it doesn't look great to me. Doesn't look like a good setup or anything. Nope. And I don't think there was much rhyme or reason to the pump either. It was news driven. It was a joke. It was an anomaly. Cool, dude. It was up 700% in a day, and then it was up 27, then 130% in a day. Then it was down 20. Then it was down 31%, 11% in a day. This is casino stuff, man. This is the Bitmine immersion slot machine. Good luck. Thinking you have an edge. You can't have an edge on something like this. In fact, it looks kind of crap locally. But who's to say it can't pump, man? Here we go. U.S. futures. U.S. futures chat at highs of day. Let's frickin' go. Look at the unreal, the NASDAQ futures. We had to zoom in on these because the channels are getting so far extended now that you can't even see the candles, the individual candles anymore. Since May, man. But one time and now twice. Are you kidding? Holding that fair market value of uptrend. That's the heart line. Right? It was resistance. Look at all the resistances. The times it failed, the heart line was resistance and it dumped. But now the resistance, they hit, not only did they hit the supply line of that original channel perfectly, they have now confirmed the heart line as support and it's starting to rally. That's pretty cool. So what a trend, man. On the NASDAQ and the S&P futures. You gotta love it. I mean, they all have their respective trends, like the Dow Jones, and then even the Russell 2000, still respecting the crap out of that supply line, that upper echelon of the trend. And that 2464 is an old all-time high back from 2021. Look at that. Like, they are literally, they are positively correlating. They're trying to put in the highest low in the history of the Russell 2000. I'm not kidding. This would be potentially the highest low we've ever seen on the Russell 2000. Because never in the history of this smaller index fund have you seen the old all-time high from 2021 and 2024 be regarded as support. It is, look, they tested, failed, tested, failed. Tested, failed. Fail. But now, actually, they're doing it. They're trying anyway. It could fail too, but nice bullish engulfing candle on Friday. You gotta wonder, they could be doing something very historical here. Nice channel. Okay. Yeah, we'll look at gold real quick. Out the gate. Gold continuing its correction, which who could be surprised? It's down about 1% now. This thing could continue to correct longer than you could ever imagine. I mean, if this thing went to 3430, it'd still be fine. If it went to 3430, it could still potentially put in the highest low in the history of gold. That's what's so psychotic about that impulse we had. So no structure, no strategy. That should be a slogan. No structure, no strategy. But cool, man. All-time highs, bro. The gold bros, they were in line. All the normies, they got their little new Pokemon Labubu toy, and they're standing in line with that thing. I'm going to buy some gold, bro. Okay, great. Labubu bros. They're also like looking at Bitcoin on the monthly, and they're like, bro, I'm going to go buy some Bitcoin. It's just like, man, where were you? You had better opportunities. Like, I love Bitcoin. I believe in it. I think it's one of the greatest inventions humans have ever made. But just because it is that doesn't mean like you could observe Bitcoin in a position of value. You're paying premium, record premium on gold, record premium on Bitcoin, record premium on big tech, on Nvidia. Record premium. No value. No structure really up here. And the pattern, the consolidation pattern, that's it, man. The measured move of this huge coupled handle, 3 out of 4 months tested, and that was it, rejected. So I mean, what do you do when is it a great strategic long on an asset when the pattern plays out, hits this 100% measured move? You might get lucky if you long up there and it continues. You might get really lucky, but that's just not the place to strategize. So, coupled handle strategy, I mean, it's on the tail end of the handle, and they broke it out in October, and then November, the election catalyzed its another breakout of the top of that flag. So. What's up, Lena? Thank you, dude. Yeah, it's just like impossible to say there's value on Bitcoin, even though we love Bitcoin. Like, we love Bitcoin, but it could literally be in a distribution schematic and soon be done, or at least done to where it goes to 100 or 92K first, and then pivots and runs there. We could be there. At the same time, they're not letting that argument be valid yet. That argument becomes valid once we actually see a real candle and a drawdown that takes us below 106, and it's not a joke. It's not some intraday bullcrap where they recover by the end of the day. No, it has to be real. They haven't done that yet, so therefore we can't say it is confirmed distribution. I think you confirmed distribution with a second peak. Like, why would they test 116 once, rally it, and then fail again and confirm that they have failed to take it to even 117, 120, 123? And why do all the altcoins look so bad technically? Why do they look like they've already reversed their trend definitively with consecutive lower highs, lower lows? Why? Dude, these are hard questions to answer, man. I wish I could. Bitcoin monthly looks like bull flag. Bro, it's just sideways consolidation. Okay, that doesn't look like a bull flag to me. That just looks like 4 candles that are sideways after completing the 1,000-day large cup with handle. That's what it looks like to me. I wouldn't call that a bull flag. It's just sideways consolidation. Fine. I hope it's a higher low, right? That's where we're at. I mean, y'all think I want this to go lower. I don't. I never do. But we have to be realistic here. Have to be. And I just hope that the altcoins are not implying what's about to happen to Bitcoin. I just hope, why do they look like they're about to collapse? Technically, why are their trends so well established as lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows? Why does it look like that? Why do we have incomplete wave structures where the last thing that remains of the wave structure is C to D wave? Fib extensions, deep fib extensions, 1272s, 1618s. butterflies and deep crabs potentially. Why does Solana Ethereum look like that? Why, dude? It's just like it looks bad on the daily. Weekly, it could be okay, man. But why does the weekly look like effing this? Why? This is so valid, man. I'm telling you, it's so valid of an argument. Because you've already put in lower highs than the highest high. You've already put in lower lows. Your trend is bearish right now. You can say literally downtrending. And below 39.50. And even if you recapture 39.50, it doesn't even matter because you have to take out 42.50, 4,300. Then you got to take out 43.84. But then you got to make a higher high than the previous discernible swing highs from early October. It's like insurmountable adversity to reverse trend on daily right now. So, but go ahead, go ahead. Do your thing. Now, we have more requests. I've been live for an hour and 30 minutes now. So sorry about hey man, look, dude. Some people come in and they are hateful. They hate their lives. Dude, I'm in a penthouse, bro. In Brickell. I'm good, man. I'm here to try to help you elevate your life. That's literally my purpose. Y'all are why I get up, man. Because I don't have to worry about anything ever again. So it's now about you. So do you want to learn about the framework for swing trading? This market analysis stuff is good. It's hey man, let's just check out the big boys, check out the major cryptos, check out the index funds, gold, man. Let's check out the Mag 7. Just as we check them out doesn't mean there's an edge on these assets. But there are assets out there that requires you hitting that space bar, scanning hundreds of assets to find them. Then they got to meet the volume criteria. Then they got to have confirmation lows. Then it's you can't just have the structure concluding its development. It's got to be concluding its development at a key level from history. So many things to make it actionable, and then it can still fail. Yeah, man. Future's still kind of up there. Dude, I really do. I mean, a gap like that, I think that might fill before you know it, dude. Dia, oh boy.
Thanks for what you do, man. You've made me better at TA after 5+ years. My Beanie Baby request is an Oracle coin. Diagnosed. Coinbase.
Thank you, Rob.
Riven about to try and fill its gap.
Rivian. Rob, thank you so much for 20, dude. I don't know. But Rivian, again, it's in that buy zone. We don't act like, even when Baba was in its buy zone, I didn't act like I knew that it was going to play out. People were questioning it every day. People were questioning LAC every day. All these M shapes, even Litecoin back in 2020. Are you sure, dude? Are you sure? Before it went up, 500% or whatever on that crazy run. Music sets, it's broken. Literally, it's a technical problem. Second time it's ever happened. So, Rob, remember the rules, dude. Quality control. See what Rob did? So we'll look at Rivian real quick. Look, dude. Rivian was up almost 5%. It's just been chopping, man. It was literally on Thursday. Someone requested Rivian on Thursday. People were scared. There's just nothing going on. It's just going sideways.
Can you please look at Dollarham's JPM took 8% stake?
What's up, prop? Trade up. Yeah, dude, we'll look at that thing to 20, man. Okay, it's not making higher highs on the top end, unfortunately, but it is continuously making higher lows. And in my opinion, I see this one low here, the Scanwick from September. They're rivaling it, so it's they're confirming this is a new bottom. At this point, there maybe, in a way, someone could have a stop below 1264 to protect themselves. You lose 1264, you're going to go to 1180, and then we'll have to reassess there. But this is in an incremental bidding zone, okay? It just is. This is the stuff you look to long incrementally over time, like the composite operator. because the composite operator is he's showing us that he's accumulating. He's taking a position in this asset over a long period of time. Over a year now, he's been accumulating. Yeah, literally over a year now. All the technicals are there. It's just hasn't played out yet. You're in the space-time continuum where you have a chance to take small, incremental, negligible position. Because, hey, man, if it fails, oh my God. Like, I'm not saying go all in on Rivian. They have terrible fundamentals. They have, like, bad cash flow, negative cash flow. It's garbage. It's just technical, man. And the technicals, there will be probably a news-driven catalyst where this thing pops 30, 50% in a day. Someone buys out Rivian. Some technology develops, and we don't know what it is. But the composite, man, he figures out a way, and it's a great setup, even if it fails. Okay, I think you have an increased probability of this going higher in the next 6 to 12 months than lower, but maybe it's not a crazy percentage. It's just in the buying zone and hasn't blown up yet, and people lack patience. But I think Rivian will probably be a good teacher of patience, just like LAC was. Okay, it's Rivian, dude. It's about to fill its gap. Yeah, probably the gap fill 1464 right there. Great target, short term. But I care more about 1567. I think what they're doing, Rob, is they are absorbing the supply that exists there. And if they test it again, there's a chance all the supply finally gets absorbed and we see a huge markup to 1867 and 1927. Okay. Yeah, Rivian looks good. It's just like, what is your problem, dude? Like, how many times you got to see these types of setups develop and just, I'm saying like, oh man, I might buy $100 worth of Rivian. 100 for fun. Like, be a participant, a market participant on an asset that has a great setup. That's low risk, max reward opportunity. $100 for fun. You don't have to take a serious position. Just do it to participate, to have fun, okay? And then maybe, just maybe, you might become a believer on the next one. If it plays out. What do I think of the earnings on Tuesday? Well, that's the thing, man. It could get destroyed. Or maybe the earnings are so... The analysts think that the Rivian earnings will be bad anyway. So if it's bad, but not as bad as they think, you could see a 10% pump. Hims and hers. Health. Well, it's been a minute since I've been here, but not great, actually. I know you say, what are you talking about? Bro, it was a great run, and now things are happening that aren't great. I mean, my God, what a trend. But things are changing now. Like, you're no longer making the higher highs. You had a blow off top in a way. And then an attempted rally, and you can clearly see that they could never take out the previous high. They tried. And then what freaking candle? Never forget this, chat. When you see Japanese candlesticks like that up against key levels, please never ignore them. Please never. They can be, if they're in the right context, which is like after a huge run, they then develop and conclude, it closes like that after testing that all-time high candle close and fails. Look out below.
Can we look at Teradyne Turf?
What's up, Charles Gnarly? Thanks for the 20. Yeah, sure. We'll do that. Sure thing. So they sold off from there, hit this 4150 level. Seems like they've just created some range now. See it between 41.75 and 65, $68, whatever. Nearing the bottom of the range again. I'm not really sure. I don't see a structure. Maybe a shark develops. Maybe a bullish shark can develop there, and like its potential. They haven't reacted, so you don't really know, and you don't take action on the type 1 reaction anyway. But my God, if they're not close enough to an 886. So I guess you'd be awaiting to see if they react here. It hadn't even hit it yet. It's very close. All right, so what you would want if you wanted to take action on this eventually is we get a reaction. We don't just roll over. All right, they take it out. Oh my God. And then a reaction, which is like a 38 to 60% retrace. And then it subsides and we roll over again and we get a second test.
USDTQ coin. I still believe. Do you?
What's up, Zazo, Joe? Hey man, check above right here. Dude, it's just a rule, okay? I'm crowdsourced. I don't accept money from entities and promote to you. You don't watch ads. I do not monetize on YouTube and haven't done it for like 8 years. So it's like, it's just the trade-off. $20 if you care enough about my analysis. You don't have to. You can care $15 enough. It's fine. But I'm just saying, like, if Charles Gnarly tipped 20 and Prop Trader and Rob did it, yeah, they all abided by it. And if you don't do it and I analyze yours, well, it makes them like feel like, well, what the heck, you know? It's anyway. So this is what you would want on him and hers if you ever wanted to take action. This is it. This is what the quantum computer stocks did, you know, kind of after they corrected, but you can't really have an edge until all this happens. So I hope that they react and then reverse. Thank you, Zaw. Sorry, I even got to say it, man. It's just how it is. So him and hers, they completed a shark, but that's not good enough. Okay, that's not enough. That's cool, though, on JP Morgan taking 8% stake, though. Okay. Well, they're trying to develop a new base around $41. So hopefully that holds. Teradyne. My God, man. Sounds like Arrow time. Well, that's an all-time high on electric technology Teradyne. Here it is, man. Shoot. Earnings, yep. It was an earnings beat. Top to bottom beat. Maybe it's a breakaway gap. Volume doesn't seem that crazy. That was a breakaway gap. Look at that volume. Doing it again. What do you do on an asset like this? All you can do is target with Fibonacci, right? Because you're in like price discovery. So your first target, 196. Let's just say 199.99, $200, psychological level, 1272. 1414 is 211. The 1618 is 231. So you have an all-time high breakout, gap up on good earnings. You're overbought, but no exhaustion. And it's just kind of been like an incredible performer, like almost nonstop since the April low. No way to strategize, but certainly broke all-time highs and even back tested the all-time high as support. And, you know, on Friday, Thursday and Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, record closes consecutively. So 196.72 on deck. That's Teradyne nice. That's right. Cutting edge state of all art. Yeah. Thank you, Rob. We'll certainly look at DIA. Let's do it right now since you requested a minute ago before these other ones. So DIA, USD, I guess on Coinbase because you didn't specify. DIA. I thought DIA was stable coin, but maybe not. Is DIA not that? This looks like typical S coin. You keep hitting 31 cents and rallying it and swing low, gets tested recently, rolling over. I guess if you ever came back down to like 31 cents, that's where you could maybe strategize. Swing low, swing high, swing low, swing low. 31 to 35 cents. That's what you're looking for if you want to strategize. Other than that, I mean, I guess these lows are higher than the lowest low from 2023, but you're not really making higher. It's a no trend. You're in a no trend, and the only way to strategize no trends is to buy the bottom of the no trend, the range bottom. So if you get something like this, second test, by all means, man. Like, you could enter if that starts happening and you have your stop loss strategically placed below 31 cents and your upside would be 86 cents again. That's simple. And then you'd sell, offload your position at 86 cents. So a local form of confirmation would be great here, but that's the only way. I don't see any other way that you could long this with any sort of strategy. You would need to wait for 35 cents. But you can do whatever you want. I'm just saying, right? Like, again, it's about constructing a 3-to-1 reward to risk trading plan. Can't do that at 50 cents. You can't. Literally. And if you can, show me so we can talk about it. It is a no trend. Yeah. Believe for Zaza. I believe that we will win. And I have to get out of here soon. I got a dinner to attend. I believe on KuCoin. All right. Oh my God. What have they done? Well, this is a standard rug pull. Right? Someone created this coin or listed this coin on KuCoin October 22nd. It did a little bit and has collapsed all-time lows. On the new day, new week, it's down 4.65%. There's nothing to do. Unfortunately, no edge, no structure, no strategy. I in no way can apply any sort of technical analysis to an asset like this. It is literally flipping coins that it keeps going down or pumps higher. It seems like the creators of Believe don't. This is inverse believe. This would be believe. I believe. I don't believe. You're right. I mean, I really do appreciate the contribution, but it's like I'm so limited. I can't do anything. I could do fib extensions for you. I could be like, all right, swing low to swing high. Okay, you're nearing a golden mean ratio of 1.618, 2.274 cents. Maybe they hit that. I don't, but no structure, no strategy. I'm sorry, man. Please don't be mad at me. You know, like the best way to utilize requests comes from investing in yourself, investing in what I teach here, and applying it to a chart that you find from scanning hundreds of assets that finally has everything we look for, and requesting. Therefore, everyone here can take advantage and utilize. So that was the last formal request. Hey, future's still at highs of day. Let's freaking go, dude. Bitcoin's not, though. Bitcoin began to not do the thing. So, yeah, there's like, all we know is Bitcoin's at a key inflection zone. And there hasn't been any sort of price action yet to say that that level's been violated and we're going way lower. Not yet. But the altcoins do look terrible. I'm sorry. They just do. XRP is an active short trade setup until they recapture 272. And even then, it could still go to 290 or 299 and make a deep 886 retrace and then collapse lower anyway. The downtrend is intact on XRP until they make a higher high than 310 plus. That is too much. I don't know who in the world's coming in to do that. Don't know. So good luck on XRP. Good luck on Ethereum. Good luck on Solana. Like you have this. These are bearish wave structures, potential because they're not confirmed, but your trend is not good right now. You're making lower highs. You're correlating negatively to key levels, and that's it. So I'm not sure. I don't even know after covering coins for so long. At your request, seeing a situation where the cryptos look so bad and then Bitcoin looks okay, it could hold, it could, and then somehow everything turns around on cryptos. I got a bad feeling about it because, like, you know, the altcoins could be the canary in the coal mine for Bitcoin itself. The altcoins are implying they're about to dump really hard. They just are right now until new data comes in that would invalidate that impending dump. Bitcoin isn't showing an impending dump per se, but the altcoins are. And I'm just wondering what that means, okay? As someone who doesn't act like they know what's going to happen next. Yeah, active short setup on XRP, and that's it. Send it to wait on at least 219, but then 196 after that. Regular folks are broke. Yeah, well, I'm just saying it's not just regular folks are broke, but they've created so many cryptos that the limited liquidity that existed in the crypto space is even more stretched thin, but stretched thin to degrees that are exponential. But yeah, hey, Zcash, loan anomalous pumps on certain, privacy coins. Yeah, privacy coins are the meta right now. I got it, but the major altcoins don't look good. At Cardano, it looks, just wait for, dude, you got so much downside, dude. Wait for Hoskins and Sons coin to go down 16%, 24%, and possibly 32%. You've confirmed you're screwed. Great short setup at 68.8 cents. But, I mean, one could get in on now. Way lower on Cardano, on XRP, for sure. I mean, ooh, Avalanche. Dude, looks terrible. Look, they've confirmed it. They've confirmed the key inflection zone once, then twice. They've already begun to roll over, but just get ready, man. The altcoins look terrible. Bitcoin's okay till they break supports, but they haven't yet. But maybe they're just absorbing the remaining demand that exists at this major inflection zone. Altcoins are implying that's the case. So anyway, thank you for coming out. I appreciate the likes, love, support, contributions, everything in between. Y'all are amazing. The real ones that are watching and have been watching, you understand what I'm trying to do here. It's simple.
Atticus Rex ticket $30. Session top we up.
Atticus, thanks so much, dude. Thank you for the 30, dude. Session top, Jesus, man. I really appreciate it, but just be careful. Because remember, you still have that a faint argument still of momentum shifting structure with a sign of weakness behind it, where the right shoulder of the head and shoulders potentially, these two highs are lower than this high, which represents a strong indication of sellers being in control. Like if they rivaled the high, maybe okay argument, but it's lower. Keep that in mind. And they have confirmed that it's a lower high potential head and shoulders. You have a bearish structure. So just, whatever. Keep it in mind, man. One thing I'm saying is there's no reason to own altcoins right now. Do you hear me? There's none. You owning altcoins right now is asking to get destroyed financially. Bitcoin, who knows? Maybe it holds on Bitcoin. But you just saw the head and shoulders potentially. But that's all I can say. The trend is bad on altcoins, and they look like they're about to collapse more. So whatever. So thank you for coming out. Yeah, my music's broken. I can't. It's a technical thing, dude. I can't make it be fixed without turning my computer off. So thank you all for being here. I'll be back. Until next time, respect the TA. Yeah, duplicating TTS. Don't worry about it.